You know, in my 20s, or at least in the second half of it, my primary focus was to find a way to make a decent amount of money, and I thought I would figure out everything else later. Now, obviously I knew money wasn't like the most important thing in the world, but at that stage of my life, being able to make a meaningful amount for the first time was the new experience. And yeah, it was liberating, but I never really thought about, the deeper things. Can you believe this weather, by the way? It's awful. So that started changing slowly when I turned 30. I started paying a lot more attention to what I do for work and how it makes me feel. And now that I'm turning 35, it's become even more important to be conscious about those things. Plus, there are other things I want to prioritize at this stage of my life that I wasn't quite interested in my 20s. Speaking of priorities, by the way, I'm on my way to the gym, and I really hope these gym segments aren't getting super boring. I feel like I start every single video with a gym segment, but it's a Tuesday, a normal Tuesday, and that's what I normally do on a Tuesday morning, at least lately. And I've been so happy that I've been staying so consistent with it. Well, that's unfortunate. Gym's closed. It looks like I'm gonna have to go back in like an hour. It's not a huge deal because the gym is like 5 minutes away from our house, but it's still a bit annoying though. Going home now. Cozy vibe for this one. So the first thing I want to talk about that I hope will happen in my 30s is having a family, and by that I mean having a family with kids. I didn't think about starting a family much when I was in my 20s, but recently it's been on my mind a lot more. My wife and I got married last year and it was a fantastic day. So if everything goes according to plan, then having kids in the next few years is definitely on the cards for us. Although when I think about becoming a dad, like right now, I couldn't say with 100% confidence that I'm like fully ready for it, but I guess I will grow into the role as we go. So we aren't really rushing this now because it's quite likely that in January we'll have to leave Budapest and Hungary basically. Plus I'm in the middle of restructuring my business and I'm changing multiple aspects of my career. My wife is a CEO of a growing tech startup, so she's also quite busy. I know everyone says that there's no ideal time for having a baby and the sooner the better, and they're probably right, but I genuinely think that there are objectively worse and better times for having a baby, and I think for us things are just so chaotic that we'll definitely have to tie up a few loose ends before that happens. But this is definitely the most important change I would want to happen in my 30s. Alright, I'm moving to the kitchen table because sitting on the floor is not as convenient as I thought. Yeah, much better. Oh, hang on, I'm bringing the candles. I'm bringing one. Yeah, so another goal I have for my 30s is that I would first want to change the way I work. I want to introduce a lot more creativity into the things I do. I talked about this in my last video, and this is definitely a financial risk because I've been making a comfortable amount of money with my business, and diverting from that safe path is definitely a risk, and giving some of my focus to new things will almost inevitably result in less income short term, but hopefully more opportunities and more fulfillment on the long run. So I've been thinking about this a lot, probably more than anyone ever should. I spent months with this, and I came to the conclusion that now is probably the best time to start new things, and I guess now is always the best time. So I started this YouTube channel to set myself a creative challenge and to share and document my self-development journey and my life journey. I have many other ideas for the coming years, but first, Let's see if I can stay consistent with the videos. By the way, this is my 7th weekly video in a row, so I'm quite proud of that. Yeah, so that's the second big priority for me for the coming years, to add a creative aspect to my work and to my day-to-day. You may have noticed that I shoot a big chunk of my videos at home, and I really love our home. I love every aspect of it. I love the furniture, I love the decoration. My wife and I put a lot of effort into it. I mean, oh my god, just look at these before and after pictures. But us leaving Budapest means leaving this house, and if I'm completely honest, it means leaving this house forever, which is a little bit sad. Not too sad, just a little bit. So with that, my third focus for my 30s is to find the country and the city where we want to move to and settle down for a good 5-10 years that we are happy to call home. I mean, I'm quite flexible when it comes to moving and living between two places, but in my experience, it's extremely difficult, if not impossible, to fully recharge your batteries after a crazy workday if you don't have a comfortable place that you call home. And I think the reason why it's a good idea to spend at least a good 5-10 years in the same place is because making friends and becoming part of the local community takes time. And I think that's a really valuable thing that I wouldn't want to miss out on. The sense of belonging somewhere, in my opinion, can really bring stability and peace to people's lives. Yeah, that's pretty much everything. That's all I wanted to talk about in this video. No skate session tonight, and to be honest, I don't think there'll be any skateboarding even in the next video, because the last time I went to the skate park I fell on my ribs so badly that it really hurts, so I think it's gonna take a few weeks for me to recover. But anyway, if you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe, and thank you for watching, and see you in the next one. Bye bye.